Alright everyone, welcome to day one of Apple's product drop. You may know, we will be seeing new products today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And we have today's new products, which are the new iPhone 17e and M4 iPad Air. And honestly, there's not much really exciting at all, especially with the M4 iPad Air. Let's get into it. So let's just start with the most boring device, which is the M4 iPad Air. So it is basically this exact iPad Air. This is the M3 Air that I have. They took the M3 out of it, slapped an M4 chip in it, and called it a day. So yeah, that's extremely boring. I did dig deep into a lot of the spec comparisons, and there are some actually really meaningful under the hood upgrades, like 12 gigabytes of RAM now instead of 8, so with iPadOS 26 it'll be much better and much more snappier. And it also gets the Apple C1X and N1 modem. Now you'll only get the N1 modem if you get the Wi-Fi only, but what this allows is, first of all, it has Wi-Fi 7 and over 2 times faster cellular connectivity, which honestly I think that is really good to have Wi-Fi 7 in this, because if they're going to do a chip swap, they at least should upgrade the cellular and Wi-Fi standards, in my opinion. So yeah, that's it for the M4 iPad Air, and honestly, it's a very boring upgrade. I feel like Apple could do so much more with the iPad than they're doing. Like, the designs have not been refreshed in a while. They still have thick bezels. A lot of people have made the argument that the iPad's kind of at the flow state where there's nothing they can do. I disagree. Like, the display on this iPad has not been updated since 2020. They can literally do more. There's so much more they can do. They can give OLED to it. They can make the bezels thinner. But maybe we'll see that next year and they're just waiting. But I am really, it does sadden me that now we're only getting these chip swaps, because the thing is that with the M3 iPad Air, it was the same thing. It was just a chip swap. And the same thing with the A16 iPad, and probably the 12th gen iPad that we'll probably be seeing tomorrow will also probably have the same. Alright, now let's talk about the iPhone 17e, which honestly I think a lot of people were thinking it was going to be a really boring update, and don't get me wrong, it is a really boring update, but honestly I think this makes it so much of a better value, but we'll get in that in a minute. So first of all, it has a new color, finally more than black and white. It has a new color called soft pink, and I actually really like that color. I think it looks really good. It's a very faint pink, and I think so many people are going to like it. I really want to go see it in an Apple store. I think it looks so good. I also think it gives it some differentiation from the iPhone 16e, and it also has the A19 chip with neural accelerators. It is a bend chip, meaning it has one less GPU core, but it's still going to be extremely fast. It's still the latest silicon, and the market for this phone, the people who will be buying it aren't going to care about the best of the best, obviously. It also now has the C1X modem, so it's 2 times faster cellular performance according to Apple. Also, randomly, they just gave it the next generation portraits, which means it just has slightly better portrait mode, which is so random. Because why didn't they do that on the 16e? The 16e is capable of that. Like, there's no reason why it isn't. Like, the 16 had it, and it has the same chip, and it has the same camera. The cameras are unchanged, so like, why, Apple? Did you just withhold that to make the 17e a better buy? And finally, Apple gave the E model MagSafe. It shouldn't have been missing from the 16e in the first place. Back when the 16e came out, I was very like, because Apple were leaving out just like features like this that were like I thought were necessary to the iPhone, but no, they finally added it after probably the backlash from the 16, which is so good. Has faster wireless charging too, Qi 2 certified, not as fast as the 17, but that is really good. And to end off the iPhone 17e, it starts with 256 gigabytes of storage at the same price. And it also has the new ceramic shield, which is quote unquote 3 times better scratch resistance. Now, on paper, that sounds like a lot, but it really isn't because most of it's the same. There's no dynamic island. You're mainly just getting a faster chip, faster cellular performance, along with with a few new software features and MagSafe. That's really it. And honestly, if you have the 16e, it's definitely not worth upgrading unless you want MagSafe. Honestly, I could genuinely see someone upgrading just because of MagSafe. I think that's a genuine cause. Okay, so this was definitely low effort. We didn't even get a video. I was definitely disappointed how low effort all this was, but honestly, I kind of think the 17E was better effort than the 16E almost. Like, I don't know. I really do like this new 17E. And in the beginning, like I said, I think this makes a better value, not only because you get more features and finally MagSafe, which I think was a deal breaker for the 16E. It also has more storage, and I honestly, even though this is an extremely boring update. They did not add anything new, even though there are things that they still should add. Okay, setting that aside, I do think this makes it a much better value because of the better storage, because more storage but it costs the same. So I actually think the $599 price point is actually really competitive with the Pixel 10a, which had no new things. At least this has more than the 10A, and the 10A started at $499. But from what I know, it only has 128 gigs. Editor Me will confirm that. If that is true, then that means that the 17E, if it had 128, would technically be the same price. But the 10A with 256 would be right around the same price. That means that they're the same price, and the 17E is such a better phone than the 10A in my opinion. It has MagSafe, it has a way better chip, and it actually has a glass back and some other things. So yeah, that was Apple's day one of their launch week. I'm still really excited, mainly about the budget MacBook, but I'm also just excited about seeing new products from Apple. Yes, it was very boring and very not much new. But these are not the products that you're gonna go out and buy immediately if you have the previous one. These are for people that have an M1 iPad Air or a non-Mac Apple Silicon iPad Air, or someone who maybe has the iPhone SE second generation, which is ancient at this point. Yeah, it's just kind of sad that I feel like most tech products these days are incremental upgrades, just like what we saw with the S26, which. So anyways, y'all, thanks for watching my coverage of this Apple week. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see my videos every day, because I'm doing one every day of new product launch this week. Make sure to subscribe to that if you want to see them, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.